And as the scripture says, all things that are hidden shall be revealed, and those things done in secret shall be exposed on the mountaintop.
Let's go, Rich. Let's go. You watching Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it. You should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. The propaganda grammar, don't believe none of it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it. You should tune in to Telehouse Publishing. Telehouse Publishing, breaking news coverage. Give you the truth before fake news throw mud in it. Before the jury decide and the judge discover it. You should tune in to Telehouse Publishing.
Negroes have listened to the trickery and the lies and the false promises of the white man now for too long. And they're fed up. They've become disenchanted. They've become disillusioned. They've become dissatisfied. And all of this has built up frustrations in the black community that makes the black community throughout America today more explosive than all of the atomic bombs the Russians can ever invent.
All right, peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. Just take a listen to this story. This is an unbelievable situation that happened in Marion County, Florida, that you just won't believe. And of course, I have to point out that the suspect in this instance was a white woman. Check this out.
This afternoon, we're learning more about the moments leading up to a gunfight that wounded a Marion County deputy. Investigators told us yesterday the woman accused of shooting the deputy pulled a gun out of her pants after she was arrested. This morning, Rihanna Harden faced a judge charged with attempted murder. And court documents show us the deputy she's accused of shooting is really lucky to be alive in this situation. West 2's Tony Atkins, live at the sheriff's office. And Tony, deputies say Harden was searched repeatedly.
Yeah, Jesse, and somehow this gun never turned up until they say she opened fire. And now a judge has her in jail, held without a bond, to make sure she doesn't try to hurt anyone else.
I was going to state, like, if you were to allow me to have a bond, then I would be able to maybe make a way to where I could pay for it.
22-year-old Rihanna Harden made her first appearance in court on Tuesday after the Marion County Sheriff's Office says she managed to shoot a deputy while she was under arrest. She's now being held with no bond.
Flight risk, being from Bay County, it would not be appropriate to set a bond for you this morning.
The Marion County Sheriff's Office says she gave a fake name during a traffic stop. They also say she had drugs on her and her license was suspended.
He then proceeded to search all her pockets where he found the methamphetamine, the drug paraphernalia, and so forth. So he handcuffed her, put her in the back of his car.
As she was being taken, deputies say she was seen on camera fidgeting in the back seat, and she ultimately slipped her left hand out of the cuffs and at one point covers the backseat camera.
He did recognize this, pulled her back out of the vehicle, retightened her cuffs behind her back, searched the inside of his vehicle, placed her back inside his vehicle, and when they started for the jail, she was flexible enough to be able to maneuver her hands from behind her back to lift them up and grab hold of the gun, point it at him, and pull the trigger.
The deputy, grazed on the side of his face, fired back.
If the deputy had his head turned in any other position, it could have hit him directly into his side of his head.
So how was the gun missed? Police records show Harden had the gun tucked inside shorts she was wearing under her pants.
The reality of it is there's not always a female deputy available for searches, and he did do a pat down of her. He checked her waistband, checked all of her pockets.
Public Information Officer Valerie Strong says deputies are trained to do thorough pat downs and says a number of unique factors led to this, including her baggy clothes, small frame, and flexibility.
It's unique. It's not something that an average citizen can move and do. Mm-hmm. And it was just by the grace of God that the officer just received the graze wound.
Now, the sheriff's office here, they say that the body camera video from that shooting will be made available after the Florida Department of Law Enforcement completes its investigation. But coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to take a look at the type of revolver deputies say Harden used when she fired those shots. I'm covering Marion County live in Ocala. Tony Atkins, West 2 News.
All right, so you heard the story. This methamphetamine head, this meth head who was driving around town at 1 a.m. in the morning, no license, car full of meth, gets pulled over, lies to the officers, and then they put her in handcuffs. Now, he said he patted her down and put her in the back of the car. Now, in the back of the car, she's fidgeting. She's covering up the camera, and he sees her get her hand out of the cuffs. He goes, pulls her back in, and retightens the cuffs. Put her back in the car. Then she slipped out because she's so flexible and shoots the officer in the head. In the head, mind you. Now, this officer managed, they said the car crashed into a utility pole, and then he gets out, and then, he starts firing back. Now, mind you, the article said that she was only hit in the shoulders and the hips. In the famous words of Kanye West, how, Sway? How? I mean, I just did a story about a man who was just fighting off a police dog and get shot with an AR-15. Now, once again, I have to admit that she's a white woman. And so even the news coverage showed partiality to her. I think only one time they called her suspect. If they even called her one time in the article. They kept saying Harden, the woman, the citizen. No mention of how egregious her act was. They focus on how she was able to slip the gun by the officers, but not how egregious her act was. Like the lady did mention that the officer, if he'd have turned one way, then he might not have been here today. But where's the barrage of gunfire now? You see a lot of the holes in the truck. Now, that's from the officer shooting. But we've seen officers, when they get shot at or when they feel threatened by black people, they empty the clip to make sure the person is dead. And this girl walks in the court all willy-nilly asking for a bond. Now, actually, they didn't even charge her with shooting the officer first. They only charged her with the possession, the giving false information, and the driving while license revoked. It took them a day to come back with the attempted murder charges. And so I look at this and I'm just in awe of how, this could go. That a couple of months ago, I did a story about another white woman who opened the car, opened the padlock of the gun box in the police car when she was in there, and grabbed the AR assault rifle and fired at the cop through the door. Once again, she was taken alive. And so, I just I'm just in awe of how these situations often end up so great for some people, and the mere running away from police, if you are black, gets you executed. I mean, just look at her. 22 years old. She looks like she's about 42. Faces of meth, as they call it. And not one time, mind you, did they go in depth about all of her criminal charges. Like even when she asked for the bond, the judge said, well, being that you are from Blade County, you're a flight risk, now I can't give you a bond. How about the fact that you snuck the gun in the police car and shot at the back of the head of an officer while he's already taken to jail? How about that being the reason for you not getting a bail? Like, he's just all, you're flight risk. Like, it seems like, he was on the beach somewhere. And again, where are all the courtroom full of deputies that showed up like they showed up when Rodney Hinton was accused of harming a deputy? This is the same thing. She attempted to take the life of the deputy. Why is that courtroom not filled with members of the sheriff department from all over the state of Florida? I mean, this happened a couple of days ago, And, it's just like it never happened. Never happened. Once again, the police liaison lady is just trying to explain away the situation. Well, she was just flexible. It was because of her baggy clothes, and there wasn't a female officer on the scene. Officers are trained to do thorough pat downs, and like this lady didn't just try to kill a police officer, high on meth. And so, when I saw this story, I was like, man, you can't be kidding. I literally just finished talking to the family member of a young man who was attacked by a police dog when they were trying to arrest him. And he fought the dog off, and they said he tried to stab the dog, so he was shot 3 times by 3 deputies. And he's no longer with us. This lady shoots a deputy in the back of the head, basically. And she gets taken alive. Incredible. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. And as always, thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to this channel. And, of course, peace and blessings.